Life's a lumberjack. Life's a lumberjack. As in Paul Bunyan, chop down trees. Life's a lumberjack. Matthew 3:10 says it like this. An axe is ready to cut down the trees at their roots. Any tree that doesn't produce good fruit will be chopped down and thrown into a fire. Life's a lumberjack. You can see the axe all throughout society right now. You can see the axe cutting things down, cutting people down, cutting companies down, cutting societal infrastructure down. You can see the axe chopping at the roots of the trees.
Save money.
That axe is ready. That axe is sharp. You can see industries falling. You can see the entertainment industry falling. You can see sports falling. The axe is chopping the trees down one by one at their roots. At their roots. Life is a lumberjack. Trees are getting cut down. We've been cut down. I've been cut down before. Chopped down at the roots. But don't let this depress you, because when you chop down at the roots, that means you have a chance to start over. You have a chance to plant a different seed. The reason why the tree has to be chopped down at the roots is because if you chop it down halfway, or if you chop it down to the stump, the tree itself still has potential to grow, because where the roots are buried, it still receives nourishment. So the tree is still allowed to grow. But if you chop it down at the roots is the part of the tree that gathers the nourishment for the tree to grow. That's the part that attaches the tree to the earth. That is the part of the tree that connects the tree to the world that the tree has been planted in. The tree has been planted. So to be chopped down at the roots, life's a lumberjack. To be chopped down at the roots is to be cut down at your core. Is to be cut down from scratch. Is basically to be wiped at a clean slate. You ought to be thankful for life being a lumberjack sometimes, because I'm not sure about you, but I've built things and tried projects and entertained ideas that were fruitless. God was good to allow that tree not to grow, but to chop it down at the roots. Because imagine if I'm trying to do something for good, if I'm trying to do something for God, if I'm trying to produce good fruit, what am I gonna do if I have a ton of bad trees that are half grown and trees that are bad, producing bad fruit that are full grown all around my one good tree that is trying to? What's gonna happen is the nourishment and the nurturing that the tree that is producing the good fruit needs, that nourishment will be stolen from the roots and the growth of the trees that produce bad fruit. So life being a lumberjack is absolutely necessary. Some things have to be cut down at the roots. Some things have to be cut down at the roots. That axe is ready. That axe is sharp and it's chopping down trees. But this means you and I have a chance at a clean slate. What that means is, if the tree is bad, we can plant a different seed, because it's the seed that produces the fruit. The tree is the conduit. The tree is the vessel through which the fruit of the seed expresses itself. You can plant a different seed. The field is the world. The field is your life. The field is the time you were given. That is the field. You're in the field. You will never be taken out of the field. But things you do can be cut off from the field if the fruit that the tree connected to the field is not producing good fruit. If that fruit that is connected to that tree is producing bad fruit, poison fruit, then it'll be chopped down. Not only chopped down, but thrown into a fire. What is fire? It's heat, burns. What is fire emotionally? Assuming this negative connotation after the cut down, it is anger, fury, rage, maliciousness, treachery, violence, destruction. That's fire. You can be chopped down at your core and thrown into an anger. That's why it doesn't say thrown into fire, but thrown into a fire, thrown into a fit of rage, thrown into a fit of anger, thrown into a bout of destruction, thrown into a fire, thrown into a consummation of negativity. The kind of negativity that burns down everything you spent your entire life trying to grow. Life's a lumberjack. Life's a lumberjack. You can choose which tree gets cut down. It's all in the fruit. It's all in the seed that you plant. If you entertain bad thoughts for too long, it'll become a weed. Then that weed will become a plant. Then that plant will become a tree. But you can chop it down at the roots because you have the axe on your side. If you yourself are producing good fruit, then you are in danger of being chopped down. Not only chopped down, but thrown into a fire. Thrown into an anger. Look for chop down scenarios, because there are signs that follow a chop down and a burning. A chop down and a burning is usually characterized with a bad attitude. That's essentially it. A bad attitude. With that will come a lot of loss, materially, probably even health-wise, but a lot of chop down, a lot of anger, a bad attitude. The fruit is gonna come out of this bad attitude, because the bad attitude is the seed. So the axe is ready to chop the tree down at the core, to cut off the attitude right when it got bad, to cut it off from being nourished to being allowed to grow. Because if anger is allowed to grow, destruction is not far behind. So these things have to be cut down at the roots. Life is a lumberjack. The world, circumstances, everything in the world is but a tree. And if you want the good tree that is producing good fruit to receive the right amount of nourishment, don't surround it in a bad forest. But guess what? The good tree can't necessarily, nor should it necessarily, be uprooted, risking its own life just to be planted somewhere else. No, the good tree deserves to be in the field where it originally grew, because it's producing good fruit. What's good fruit? What does good fruit do? It's healthy. It's easy to digest. Don't be the antithesis of this, or you'll find yourself at risk for not only a chop down, but a burning.